Today. My name is Treasure Akyopo. I am team lead here at Analytics Business, and I'm going to be taking you on today's session. Okay, so it's really amazing to have everyone join in on a Friday evening when you could possibly be doing any other thing. But I know you came here for a reason, whether to transition, whether to find out how you can make use of AI to earn more money, and so on and so forth. Please, if you know there's any other person that needs to be on this call that isn't here, please reach out to them, send them a message, send them this link. It is going to be a very impactful session. It is curated to see how we can help individuals, people get started in tech, how you can use AI to, majorly improve your current career pathway and also build. Okay. That being said, welcome once again to the Analytics Business Masterclass. It is a pleasure to speak to each and every one of you. So as we go on in today's session, my colleagues are going to be dropping the attendance form. Please ensure that you fill it because I have a couple of slides that I'm going to be explaining through, and at the end of the session I want you to also make use of those slides. Okay, I've been a career professional for quite some time, and I've helped individuals here in Africa and also across the world land foreign roles in the global community, and I also work across Canada, UK, while still being in Nigeria. And a lot of people have asked me, oh, Treasure, you're very young. How have you achieved this? What did you do? Everybody keeps screaming visa sponsorship. How are you getting foreign roles? I have been trying to figure that out for the last, 8 years of my life. And I have tried and failed and, sort of iterated the process as I've grown. And this is basically what I'm going to be showing you in today's session. Okay. But before we get into the nitty gritty of all of that, I want to welcome you specially. So, like I mentioned earlier, my name is Treasure Akyopo. I live in Lagos, Nigeria, and I want to know where each and every one of you are joining us from. So if it's not so much of trouble, please go into the chat section, put in your name and the location where you're joining us from. Okay, so please let's have that. It's a very fun exercise just to interact with other people. So just put in your name and where you are joining us from. Just type it in the chat. My name is, I can see Uchechukwu. I am joining from Anambra, Nigeria, or I'm joining from Houston, USA, or the UK, so on and so forth. Okay, so please put in your name in the chat and where you are joining us from. All right, I have my very first participant. We have Abiodun Mercy. She's joining us from Osun State. We are over 40 on this call. I am expecting a whole lot more. I know some of you might be on your way back from work. You might be home. You might just be listening in. But this is a fun way to get your full attention here. So we have Henry. Henry is joining us from Abuja, Nigeria. We have Christopher joining us from Oyo State. Blessing James from Abuja, Musa from Abuja, Benue State. All right. Bolan is joining us from Ogun State. Chai Dollars, very interesting and unique name, is joining from Lagos. We have Eunice from Lagos State. We have Adegboyega from Lagos State. Okay, Anthony from Lagos. Welcome to today's session, Sunday. Thank you so much for joining in. Please ensure that you fill in the attendance. We typically have, a special discount, special offerings for individuals that fill in the attendance form, so you can also have access to the slides. It is super important. Okay, so thank you so much for joining tonight's session. I know, like I said earlier, you joined in for a reason. And okay, we have Bright Johnson joining in from the United Kingdom. All right, very fantastic to meet each and every one of y'all. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead to share my screen, and we're going to be having a very fun and active session this evening. I'm going to be doing a lot of talking, but I'll also be bringing in one of our students who have gone through the program from start to finish. Funny enough, I did take a analytics course before actually moving into AI and project management fully. And I know what it did for me personally and how I've also grown in my career, as a project manager and also spanning into B2B partnerships. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen and then we can get started. Okay, so if you can see my screen, I can see on my end it's still loading, but once you can see my screen, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, so basically, what we're going to do in today's session, like I mentioned, is going to focus a lot more on career. Okay, it's going to focus a lot more on career. All right, thank you so much. I guess a lot more people can see my screen. So I'm kind of interested to know why you joined in today. Why did you join in today's session? If you want to talk about what you joined in for, I want to especially speak into your pain point. So can you put in the chat, why did you join today's session? Why did you join today's session? Okay. So thank you, people that are still, introducing themselves. Enoch, Moses, I see you. Welcome to today's session. Please let me know why you joined today's session, okay? Because every time that I have a master class, I majorly want to see how at the end of the master class, you basically have something that speaks to your pain points. Okay. So if you joined in today's session because you've heard about AI for so long and you want to see, oh, how does AI benefit me? Okay. I'm a tailor. As a tailor, what am I going to use AI to do? Okay, I'm going to have to speak to that pain point. Okay, so Oyamitolo, sorry if I mispronounced your name, said I joined because I'm interested in tech skills. That's fantastic. You have Alver and Andrew who says, I really want to learn AI. We have James who said, I joined because I want to learn how to use AI to boost sales generation for real estate companies. All right, James, you're speaking my language. I'm also in sales and partnership. And I know how daunting it can be when you're selling, you have a lot of leads, you need to go for meetings, you need to speak to people, you have to do your value proposition. And now there are better ways that artificial intelligence have helped smoothing out that process. Okay. So trust me, I would also speak to, handling certain aspects, certain industries, making use of artificial intelligence. If you really want to learn AI, you are 1000% in the right place. So what we would focus on is not just teaching you how to use AI. Learning AI is just 50% of the work. The other 50% is how can I monetize it? Okay. A lot of people are very, very interested in making foreign currencies. We've seen the pounds, we've seen dollars, we've seen, the whole global economic depression. If you have a stronger currency, it just makes your life a whole lot easier. But then there's a bias being in Nigeria, there's a bias being an African, okay, that sort of hinders you every time you go to apply. You might have 10 years, 20 years worth of experience, and the next thing you see is, do you have a visa sponsorship? Immediately you click no. The next thing that follows it is, unfortunately, will not be moving forward with your application. Okay. I can't count how many times I've received those emails. It is daunting, it is annoying, it is frustrating. You think about your life every single time that happens to you. But there are ways to bypass it. Being a Nigerian is no easy feat. You wonder, like, why God, why didn't you put me in any other country? Because it makes it a lot easier. But one thing I know about Nigerians is we're always resilient people. We find a way to make sure that, in through all the failures, all the no's, once we get our yes, we amplify it and we try to see how we can help others. Okay, so that's what we do here as a company. So we have individuals looking at global opportunities. There are also some individuals here, I don't want to leave my job, I love what I currently do, but I want to see how I use AI integrated. So instead of me having, let's say I'm a photographer, instead of me having what, 3 gigs in a week, I can increase it to 8 gigs, 10 gigs in a week because I'm more productive with AI, invariably giving me more income. I'm a doctor. Instead of me, seeing 5, 15, okay, doctors see a lot more patients. I see what, 20 patients in a day. I don't want to have to be seeing patients every single day. I want to be able to help them, help myself be more productive, help my family. And I want to see how AI can do that for me. We'll talk about that. Okay. And then my very interesting people, they're also looking at global opportunities and how to transition into tech. This is my first time hearing anything about tech, or maybe not your first time. I've heard about it, but I've always been scared, or I've always had this gnawing fear that, oh, I'm not a technical person. I don't know how to code. It doesn't really concern me. I own a business. I call it a day. Why would I need artificial intelligence, and how can I even transition? But in this modern day world, you don't need to have technical information to get started. You can be a non-technical person I studied health safety and environment in school, and now I'm handling projects. I'm a non-technical tech person, and I go along with my day. I make cool money every single day, like with different contracts with my full-time roles. This is me making money. Okay, so if I can do it, I trust me, you can. Whether you are a stay-at-home mom, you've never done anything tech related, it's not a motivational speech. It is actually possible. If you put your head down, learn the necessary skills, you can build a full-on portfolio with AI and build your career at the end of the day. And you're making money. I'm not saying you're making 500,000 naira. No shame to anyone who earns that. I'm talking about real proper dollars. You're making at the very least $2,000 every month on a contract role. If you're looking at a full-time role, you're earning nothing less than 25,000 USD at the end of the year. Put that in perspective. If you are someone that loves to do math, you know how that helps. If you're someone in the financial market that invests in crypto, financial market, stock market, you can use AI to help predict your market analysis. It helps your investment a whole lot more. Okay. So these are many more we'll focus in today's conversation. So moving back to the title, so this is one of our project showcase where we bring one of our students up to basically show you what they have done so far, how they've moved from an extreme beginner level to someone who can build AI projects. And basically, do you know the very interesting thing? Every time you submit your CV, 80 times out of 100, it is not the recruiter looking at your CV. It is an AI tool, an AI workflow. So invariably, in as much as we teach individuals AI projects, we already know what the ATS system wants in your resume. So we can help you structure your resume to in fact actually land those high juicy roles that you've always targeted. Before you can actually sit in on an interview, one key thing that has to go through the gate is your CV. If your CV is not sorted, if your CV is not up to par, if you have a CV that is over 5, 10 pages long, when you have not done 20 to 30 years of experience, trust me, there's a problem there. If your CV for each experience, you have it more than 6 bullet points, and in each bullet point, you have more than 4, 5 lines, there's a problem. If you're applying for a project manager role and you're telling me that, oh, you're a marketing and sales executive, there's a problem. Okay. These are many more we would show you in this conversation. Okay. So joining back to today's conversation, this is basically a live demo session where we'll show you how, as a complete beginner, as someone who has never done anything tech related, you can build AI projects. This is the very, very foundation whenever you start to apply for technical roles, tech related role, non-technical tech roles, you'd ask for your AI project. And that is why it is very heavy on project portfolio. So we'll still talk about that in today's session. Okay. But now I can see that we have a lot more people. Please ensure that you're filling out the attendance form. It is very, very important. If you need this slide, most especially, we have what we call the job cheat code. I'm going to explain that as we move on. It's very important that you fill that and you have access to those information. Okay. So now let's move a bit faster. So this is the organization bringing this conversation to you, and we are called Analytics Business. For some of you, it might be your first time. For some others, it might not. You might have heard of Analytics or Analytics Business. It is one and the same company, okay? So to give you a bit of background into who we are, Analytics Business has been running for the last 5 years. And in that span of time, we've helped over 2,000 individuals transition from their first time in the classroom to actually landing a job in tech. If you wait for me to show you as success stories, we will not give you. We have a lot of individuals here in Nigeria that are having jobs across the globe. We have individuals that are in the UK, they're Africans in the UK who have struggled to get jobs. So if you have friends and families, in the diaspora, here in Africa, we've helped those sort of individuals land roles, not very rickety, and no shame to those individuals that do it, care jobs and so on. I'm talking about proper tech roles with a lot of companies, the Googles, the Amazon, the PwCs, as the case may be. We've had We've helped them land those roles, okay? And this is what we pride ourselves in doing. We look at helping individuals as well as organizations. So it's all, if you also own a business, you are also going to be benefiting a whole lot more from this organization. Yes, Miracle, it's a pleasure to have you here. So we basically focus on quality courses. And what type of courses? We didn't go as random to say, oh, this course, let's do very related courses just to get people to make payment. No, we looked at in-demand tech course. If you look at the World Economic Forum Future of Job report, it states that there are very few roles that have the trajectory of increasing your career pathway, your earning power, and so on and so forth. What are those type of skills you need to be looking at? You're looking at things like your AI skills, your data skills. These are the two skills that you need in this day and age. So if you don't understand how to run your data or how to make use of AI in whatever industry you're in, you are very much left behind. So this is what we show you, how you can make use of these skills to improve yourself, to improve your earning power, and to also better your work objective. Okay, so this is what we focus on here in Analytics business. Before I move on any further, I want to know that we are still here and we are hyped up into going to today's session because I feel like the room is very cold. If you are here and good to go, please write on the chat, good to go. Thank you for the emojis, but I want to make sure that you have your cup of coffee, you have your writing materials, all that you need to get started. Please type in the chat, good to go. We are over 60 plus. If you know anybody needs to be here, and he's not here, send them a message, send them a DM. You know that's your friend that has been struggling to, transition, your unemployed friend, someone who just graduated school, you own a business, whatever the case may be, how to get global opportunities. This is the place to be. Send them that message and help them get in. This is a free session. I'm sharing this freely to you, and do what you may with this information. And please, you don't have to take my word for it, but just go try those skills and see how much it would help you. Okay, literally, don't need to take my word for it. Go try it and see how much it would help you. Okay, so I'm just seeing very few good to goes, or very few good to goes. We're over 60 and I'm getting less than 5-10% on this call. Please just put good to go so we can get started for today's session. Okay, all right, and please also ensure that you're filling the attendance form. It is very important, to help with sending out the information when necessary. Okay, so now moving on to the next part. I guess I have to introduce myself once more. So like I mentioned earlier, my name is Treasure Akiopo. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. Just search me up on LinkedIn. You'll basically find me. So I'm into consulting, partnerships, and project management. And I've been doing this for close to a decade now. And in my span of doing this, I have moved from different countries while still being in Nigeria, across Europe, looking at Switzerland, looking at Madrid, Spain, looking at Germany. I've hosted projects across those countries. I've also worked in the US and UK markets in projects, or rather on projects, and also helped with partnerships. I've also helped companies grow and generate over hundreds of millions of naira in what's in projects in just our first year of starting up their projects. Hosted different hackathons across the globe, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I have done my own thing in this very tiny part of my world, and basically I want to show you how I've been able to work across these countries, gotten jobs across these countries. Yeah, so next trip you can come with me. Yeah, I want to show you how you can also be benefiting this. And like I said, I'm very young. I don't deny that. But I started doing this right while I was in school. I started working while I was in school. So it really helped me kind of fizzle out what doesn't work and what works for me as an individual, and what I can also translate to other people. So I've not only gotten jobs for myself, I've gotten jobs for my African friends here in Africa, African friends in diaspora, and even my foreign friends across the globe, help them get project management roles specifically. Okay, so this is a lot and a little about myself, and that is why I was blessed with the honor to speak to you about what can work for you. Okay, so just stick with me to the conversation as we move through the different cadres, different slides, and then would also show you one of our very fantastic students who started us with us as a beginner, but right now he is flying where he is in his own industry. Okay, so now moving on into what we are here to do today. So we are here to achieve three main concepts. Okay. So how can students, individuals, humans, workers be able to apply AI to solve real problems? You know, the first way to actually attract a foreign role is when you position yourself as not someone that is desperately looking for a job, but a problem solver. If you are a problem solver, 9 out of 10 times, you have a better chance to actually land a role. So every time that I've had to apply for a role, most often than not, when I do my easy apply or go ahead to apply, I always reach out to the founder. I always look at the company, analyze it, and sort of try to find what their pain point is. And when I'm reaching out to the founder, it is not, oh, I applied for a role. It is, oh, I saw this problem and I have a way to fix it for you. Can I get on a 15 minutes call? And you know, the interesting thing, most often than not, they don't say yes at the first glance. The next thing is they go to my profile. So that ties back to the second thing. Every time I go to your LinkedIn profile, because I also recruit for my company, and then I look at your profile, what do I see? Is it what's my time that, okay, let's get on a conversation? Or do I just say, oh, this person is not serious? Or let's just say your profile is completely blank and you're trying to, pull a wool over my eye. So most often than not, I say, all right, let's get on a call and I make my pitch. Trust me, I'm very good at communicating. I can sell whatever I want to sell. But if I don't set up those gateways, those platforms to get people to actually listen to me, then I'm setting myself up for failure. Okay. So this is something that I would also explain across the line. Then the next thing is, how can you build end-to-end beginner-friendly AI projects? Most often than not, people think that when it comes to artificial intelligence, oh, I need to build that very intricate. Okay, Oyami Solon said he can't see my slide. Please, if you can see my slide, give me a thumbs up so I know if it's from my end or okay. So Oyami Tolon, I guess it's from your end. So what you can do is drop off and join back in and you would be able to see my slide, okay? So just drop off and join back in and you'd be able to see my slide, okay? All right, so back to what I was saying. So when it comes to AI projects, a lot of people just insinuate that, oh, when it comes to AI project, I need to build a very fancy, intricate, technical workflow. But no, you don't. You can start off very basic. You can start off with Zapier, you can start off with ChatGPT, you can start off with Claude. Typically, what people don't know is you move from known to unknown. You don't need to have, those high level projects before you say that, oh, I am now working on AI projects. Simple things. I want to send out a bulk email. Instead of me sending it one after the other, what are the ways that I can send multiple emails at once? It's a simple process that you can get done. So we need to show you how to build step by step, not jumping the gun, not flying the gun to say, oh, this is where I want to be at this particular time. So this is what we show you in this process. The next thing is, how can we help you with your skills? Because one thing we pride ourselves here in this organization, I'm not training you for, oh, come and get a certificate. Go to Coursera, go to YouTube, you can learn the same thing. I'm giving you skills. That's what I'm looking at. I'm giving you practical skill sets. Because every time you apply for a role, most often than not, they don't ask you for your certificates. They ask you for your project portfolio. Tell me about a time when you worked on this project or that project before you can move forward. So this is why in analytics, we look at practicals. We don't majorly look at the theoretical aspect. What can you do in a scenario? When I ask you for a particular job, I want to bring you into my company. What can you actually present to me? This is what we focus on in analytics business. So that's 150%. Then the other 50% is, oh, how can I monetize the skills? Because it doesn't hurt to earn in pounds and dollars at the end of the day. It doesn't hurt to have those 5-10 contracts that can move you forward in your career. It doesn't hurt to get that promotion. It doesn't hurt to stay at home and be working for different companies instead of jumping from one boss to another. These are the things we focus on in this company, and this is also what we'll show you after this session. Okay, so now let's move into today's session properly. I want to get your thoughts on this before we move into our project showcase. So, how many of you here want to move into tech or data and feel like you don't have enough experience? Yes. If this speaks to you, type a yes in the chat. If not, type a no. If you're one of those that feel like, oh, I want to get into tech, I don't have enough experience. Every time that someone said, oh, Treasure, get into tech, I am 65 years old, I'm 50 years old, I am way past, this Gen Z AI situation. So why am I even bothering myself into getting into this? Please type a yes in it. Please, we're more than close to 70 on this call. Please, I want to see close to 60 responses here, because I know some of you might still be on your way back from work, whatever you're doing, but please just ensure that you're participating. The best way to learn is if you actually participate. If you are not giving your full attention, I say you want to watch the recording, most often than not, it does you a disservice. Okay. So if you are one of those that feel like, oh, I don't have enough experience to get started, okay, so I would say a majority of you, okay, a majority of you, nobody has said no. So I don't have my software devs here. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I'm only getting over. Oh yeah, Mitola still can't see my screen, but I will manage. All right. Yeah, it's definitely your network because a lot more people can see my screen. So sorry to hear that. I will try to explain what is on my screen as often as I can. Okay. So 72 people on this call. If this is you, you want to get into tech, but you don't know how to, or you don't have enough experience, please type a yes. If this doesn't apply to you, type a no. I want to speak to the yeses and the noses on this call. Okay. So yeah, I think by the charts, by statistics, we have over 100% of you who wants to get into tech. That means basically everyone. Okay, Olale, yeah, fantastic. My one very, very interesting subset. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Hilda, to hear this. And trust me, you're also on the right position. Yeah, sorry to hear about this. So yes, getting into tech is very daunting for people, but people also know that it can be what we call oil in Nigeria. You know, the way people revere oil in Nigeria and say, oh, you need to get into the oil space and you make a lot of money. This is what you can liken that to tech at this point. Okay. So getting into tech might feel daunting because you feel like I don't have experience. I'm working in marketing. I'm a salesperson. I am a doctor, I'm a lawyer. How does law apply to, that's the confusion. Where do I even start from? Everywhere I see, they say, oh, do this, do that. Which one applies to me? But you know one very interesting thing? 80%, 75 to 80% of us here in the tech space that actually work in tech did not get our first degree, most often than not, did not even start our first career in tech. We transitioned from one place to another. And now we can proudly say, I'm a Texas, I'm a tech bro, I earn in dollars, I sit at home and work. These are the things we say to ourselves. You know what makes you unique as an individual that's never done anything tech related to get into the tech space? You have another skill, you have an additional skill that sets you apart from someone who codes. Someone who codes from now to tomorrow does not have the business sense, does not have the health sense, does not have the architectural sense that you do. So that's the spice you bring to tech. So now it's now, oh, I already have one level of skill. How can I use AI to get to the next step? Okay, in my own niche as a doctor, how can I build something that can change and revolutionize science, combining it with tech, combining it with AI? And I'm not just a doctor, I'm an AI doctor. Okay. If you know, even Aproco Doctor now has an app called Our Doc. Do you know? So everybody is leveraging AI in one space or the other. In the music industry, not most, okay, because it's just starting to catch up. Majority new individuals, new artists are making use of AI. If you've ever listened to Intentions by Faith, you would know that the sound behind it, the choir sound, is not actually a choir. Urban Chord's not a choir. It is an AI, AI generated sound that helped that song blow up. So these are some of the things that you need to know. Getting into tech, getting into data It's not scary. You are only projecting your fears, projecting your worries. Have you tried? Have you gotten someone, or have you gotten a process to actually help you get into tech and it wasn't easy? You didn't try. Some also tried, but you've had bad experience with people who helped you. But one thing to know is tech, data is one of the most easy things to learn. It only regards two things. You need to put your intention. You need to say, oh, I want to do this. I want to focus on this. I want to achieve this at the end of my goal. And then actively work towards it. If you sit at home and say, oh, yes, I want to earn $5,000. I want to do this. I want to do that. But you're not actively doing anything to build. You're going to remain where you are. And trust me, tech right now is booming. AI is booming. Everywhere you turn, every time you train a company, the next thing they're asking us to teach them is AI. Every company is saying, teach our staff AI. So where are you at this moment, and why haven't you gotten a skill? Software developers, a lot of my friends that build websites as full-on software developers are vibe coding. They're using AI to build websites. Why would I spend 3 weeks? Why would I spend 6 months when I can do it in 3 days, when I can do it in a day? So this is something that you as an individual can also do. And every single day, go on Upwork, go on Fiverr, go on LinkedIn right now. Type AI in the job section where it tells you to search. Type AI and type worldwide when it asks you to put in a location. And you would see over tens of thousands of jobs. And then you are here in your small corner of the world doing the same thing over and over again and expecting you're going to earn in dollars. I'm sorry, I'm not to say that you can't possibly do that, but you have a better chance when you combine that skill with your AI skill. And like I said, it is easy to get into that process. It is easy to learn this. It is easy to make money. You'll make mistakes along the way. It is part of the process. But if you don't get started, you cannot change your story. You want to move your family from point A to point B. You want to grow your business. You want to grow your company. You want to grow your earning power. This is a very amazing spot to get into. And trust me, we'll show you how to achieve this from start to finish. We're not just going to say train, earn your certificate, you're an AI expert. No, we show you going to the world. These are the jobs you need to apply for. This is how you need to converse with people. And this increases your chances of earning and learning and making money where you are in your own field. You don't just learn AI and join the crowd and say, oh, as an AI automation engineer, that's where I want to be. No, if I was once an accountant, I am going to be a financial AI automation engineer because I now have a niche. We don't have 1,000 financial AI automation engineer, but we have 1,000 AI automation engineer. So how can I basically put myself into my own industry and use AI to generate money? I like to tell people there are four ways to make money in AI, in tech. It's either you're getting a full-time role, it's either you're getting a contract role, you are building a workflow that you sell as a product, or you're basically teaching these AI tools. And trust me, every single platform I've mentioned to you can generate you at the end of the day thousands and thousands of dollars. Trust me, I don't like talking in Naira because Naira is a very interesting currency. But if you're earning in foreign currencies, you know what that does for you as an individual. So I want to just take this very 60 seconds to let you know that if you are here, you are thinking about getting to tech, which over 98%, except from one person who said he's not looking to move into tech or data. But I also want to tell that person that even where you are, AI can help you move from one level to the next. But 98% of you here needs to get started in AI like yesterday, not even today, like yesterday. If you really want to grow your career, if you really want to go to that director, manager level position, you need AI, you need tech, you need data. I was having a conversation with a very close friend of mine, an older person, and she was mentioning that, oh, the what they call them now, the board of directors came in and said, oh, why are you people going to print information because you want to generate another specific? She runs a school, okay? Why are you people going to go and print what they call it now? Questions for exams. Why not take a picture of this, put it into Gemini, and ask it to generate 60 WIEC, related questions? And they were amazed, especially the older generation. Oh, wow, this is amazing. This is something that they'll manually type or they'll manually write down, have to go and give someone outside the cyber cafe to type. Then the person now, come on, you've gone beyond that. in the educational space, wherever space you are, AI and tech can help you achieve this. Okay. So this is, as a very busy guy, I've been joining all sessions either on route home or still at work. I'm so sorry to hear that. But trust me, before I start talking many job cheats code, I'm pretty sure you'd have gotten home. Okay. But now I want to show you how someone, one of our students who moved from, not knowing anything AI related or just being like you, wanting to move into AI, wanting to move into tech, was able to land not learn, work on different AI projects where he currently is. So we have Sodia on the call, Sodia Ayodele Daniel. So Daniel will be coming up right now to show you how he was able to build AI projects using, from a beginner level standpoint to where he currently is using artificial intelligence. And this is someone who, without taking any of our course, was a complete beginner. And now he is having the opportunity to come present that to you, to show you from start to finish what he has been able to do and what he has been able to achieve, so far in the program. So I want to show you in real time what that would also do for you as an individual. Okay. So let's move into that session very quickly. So Ayodele, if you're on the call, please give me a thumbs up so that I know that you are here. I can make you a host. You can, okay, Ayo, I can see your thumbs up. So let me just quickly make you a co-host so you can go ahead with your presentation. And thank you so much for joining us here and to also work and show individuals to not getting the attendance even after. Please, Obie Ola Samuel, it is sent every time. So please check your spam, your promotions. Every time you say you don't see the recording, it is actually being sent. So please just check your spam and your promotion and you get the recording. Okay. So without further ado, I want to move into job sheet code, but I want to show you what you possibly could learn and how. Are you sure you're putting in the right email? Please ensure you do that because we always send out. If you don't fill the attendance, you don't get it. We have a lot of individuals on the call that gets it. Okay. So Aya has even gone beyond me. Please, everyone, join me to welcome Ayo. Ayo did a full-on presentation that he wants to show you. This is one of our students who has gone through the program. Please, let's, make him feel very welcome. I'd love to see some emojis. I'd love to see, confettis. Thank you so much. I don't know if you can speak because I can see your mic is having some, I would say, technical errors. All right. I love the energy in the house. Love the energy. Love the energy. So Aya, are you good to go? If you're good to go, let me know. Or if you're still sorting out your audio, please also let me know. Okay. All right. So trust me, you're gonna have a fantastic time. He's going to show
Can you hear
you.
me now?
Yes, Ayo, I can hear you. Okay, Ayo wants to take over. So please let him, take time to walk us through his project. And please listen attentively because this can also very much be you. And this is what you can learn regardless of who you are and where you are. Okay, so Ayo, please over to you. Let's have it. Thank you so much. And I'll be coming right back to talk about how you can get different career opportunities. All right, Ayo, please go on.
Thank you, Treasure. Thank you. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, very clearly.
Okay. Beautiful. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ayo Shodia. I just want to show you briefly how the impact AI can have in our lives, raw and direct. I'll be working on AI that is working on internal policy, knowledge, and knowledge advisor for a company called ABC Tech Limited. So it's an IT firm. So what is the challenge of this company? The challenge of the company is that employee frequently ask repetitive questions about different kind of things, onboarding process, guidelines, HR guidelines, technical documentation. And how do they provide the answer? It is done manually by HR personnel. So the HR personnel will keep on answering the question manually, or possibly operations too. That is the challenge. And fortunately for ABC, they are growing in number, so the challenge keep growing too. And definitely it will have impact on the operation, loss of productivity, because time is being consumed as answering repetitive questions from new employees. They want to know how to get this done, how to get that done. They need to come and ask you. So loss of productivity. The second point is inconsistent response. The response A will give will be different from the response B will give. So inconsistent response. And of course, it will slow down operation. That is just normal. That is a side effect of uh, manually answering such questions. So how do I intend to handle this problem, this challenge? It is through an AI-powered solution called RAG, Retriever Augmented Generation. Again, Retriever Augmented Generation. It's having two parts. We have ingestion pipeline, that's part one, and the second part is the chat interface. Ingestion pipeline, that's the first part, and the second part is the chat interface. For the first part, which is ingestion pipeline, is to pre-process the data, to put the data on, what will I call it, a database, so that it will be available for the user that want to chat. While the chat interface is to pick this stored data and give it to the person that is chatting, would the employee or whatever. So those are the two parts of the RAG system, Retriever Augmented Generation. Now, before I go into the workflow, there are prerequisites, two prerequisites. So what is the first one? Is that the departmental heads will come together to develop policies, internal policies that cover all things they are doing, onboarding process, HR policy, IT policy, whatever, security policy or whatever. After preparing this policy, this document, they need to upload it into their Google Drive. So for me as an automation engineer, I'll collect the URL of this document because I needed to inject it into my workflow. So prepare the policy document, upload it into the Google Drive, and I get the URL. That's the first part. Second part is that when a new user is chatting with the system, with the automation system, there should be something like a database that will be giving and retrieving the information the new user is giving. So we have many databases that can do this. So I have selected one called Pinecone Vector Database. Pinecone Vector Database. So I'll create an account, which is normal for everything. And in the dashboard, I'll create what they call index. Another word for index is a database. So it must have a name. In this instance, it's called New Pinecone DB. That is the name of the database, or you can call it index name. The second point is that I need to have the dimension. Dimension is the batch size. In other words, as it's carrying the payload of the data from one side to the other, there should be a regular size of the data it can carry every now and then. For this one is 3072. I need that figure so that I can inject it in Google embeddings. Forget about those grammar, you will see the graphic and you will see how it works. So for the Pinecone database, two things are very important. One, the index name. Second, the dimension or the batch size, which is 3072. So with these two things now, let's leave the rest of the story now. Let's just go straight to the interface where I have developed the workflow. You can see bottom, we can see the ingestion pipeline. You can see what we can call nodes. So you can, if you count it, we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 nodes. And the second one, upper part, is the chat interface. Now, let me explain these nodes, how they work with each other before we run the test, live and direct. Let me come back to the one below. That is the injection pipeline. The first node is the trigger. The trigger is the one that will tell me that, oh, data is available or file is available. Then the second node is called search file and folder node. So the work is to search for that particular files that is now uploaded on the Google Drive. Remember, I said one of the prerequisites of the company is to upload the files. So this second guy is to search for that file. The third guy is download file, is to pull the data from the Google Drive. It will pull down the data into the Google Drive. And the fourth guy, which is loop over items, is to make sure that every file is pulled down, not just one. So if you uploaded 10 files, it will go 1, 2, 3 until it pulls down the last file. Where will it drop it to? If you see, you can see Pinecone Vector Store. Then under it, we have the embeddings, Google Gemini, and the data default downloader. So the loop over will give it to default data loader. What is the work of that loader? The work of the loader is to do what we call chunking. What do we mean by chunking? It will divide the files into smaller units. Let me give an example. We are talking of ABC Tech. ABC Tech will have the management body. They will have minutes of meetings and all the rest. This is one, let's call this one data. And they will have salary for ABC Tech. The salary of ABC Tech is different for the minutes from the management. And the third one is the sales, promotional sales. These are 3 different data. So what the data loader will do is to separate this information according to their type. Then after the separation, it passes to the Google Gemini that will convert this text into 1 and 0, which is the language the system understands. Then it will now store it into the vector database. So the vector database is to keep the information. Data downloader will do the chunking. Gemini will convert it, and then it will be kept into the Pinecone vector database. So that is the ingestion pipeline. Get the information, download it, make sure you get all the information, chunk it, convert it to 1 and 0, or binary if you want to call it, and then store it into database, period. Now, the upper part, which is the chat interface. We are using Telegram. You can see the icon of the Telegram. That is the trigger. That is the trigger. Immediately, a new employee starts chatting, it will notify the system. Is the trigger. Then you can see the trigger is connected to an AI solution architect. This is the brain work of this section. And you can see it's connected to Grok chat interface and simple memory. Let me explain, please. The first one, which is the AI solution architect, as I said, is the brain work. What it does is to make sure that the person that is chatting is getting the right information and does not get the wrong information. In fact, is to even limit the information the new person is getting if it's not authorized to get it. For example, a new user does not need to have the information about what CEO is getting as a salary. So if the new employee is asking, what is the salary of the CEO, it won't give him the answer, even though the answer is right there. So this is the brain of the chat interface, to limit and give the right information to the employer. So it's a security system there. Then the chat interface, Grok interface, is to provide a chat interface to the Telegram. Why the simple memory is to make sure that it remembers up to 4 or 5 information that the user has been sending. For example, if I tell him in my chat, my name is Ayo. Okay, welcome Ayo, this and that. Then I said, what is my name? It's supposed to give me back my name because it's already in simple memory. Okay, your name is Ayo. So that is the work of that simple memory. And if you notice, under is also connected to a Python vector store. And below we have the embedding Google Gemini. As we have it in the ingestion pipeline, the embedding Gemini is also to convert the information it's receiving from the user, which is in text, to binary 1 and 0. Why the vector Pinecone vector store is to retrieve information from the first Pinecone vector. So it's a retriever. Remember, the first one below is to store the information. So this second one is to retrieve information and give it to the user based on the request from the user or the person that is chatting. So then the Telegram by the right is to respond to the user. So that is the explanation of the two workflow. Now let's give it a test. Let's see how it works. And let's see. Now I have, okay, I have it here. This is my Telegram. And if you notice here, I hope you are seeing my system. This is ABC Tech Limited. That is the channel. Let me also explain to you the position of this new employer that I want to start chatting. The employer has just signed and accepted an offer from ABC Tech Limited. Okay, I'll be starting work at the beginning of April, maybe about 3 weeks time. So, but he wants to know much about ABC Tech. So he logged into the portal of ABC Tech, and the icon of Telegram is there to continue the chatting. So have that in your mind that Mr. Ayo, who is a new employee of ABC Tech, want to know more about ABC Tech. The chat, he has logged into the portal of ABC Tech. He has clicked the icon of Telegram. Let's see how it will work. It will start chatting with the system now. Then by the left here, you see execution. You see auto refresh. You can see the test I've run. If you see March 6, this is 11:47 in the morning today, succeeded. And it's telling you the number of milliseconds it used to execute that process. So you will notice that immediately I'm chatting and I'm getting response from the system, it will be updating this execution. Remember, the last one is March 6, 11:47. And the time is 8:53 now. So let me start chatting with the RAG system. I'm a new employee, but I'm about to start in April. Okay, I want to know more about ABC Tech. Let me start. Good evening. Now it has responded. Good evening. How can I assist you today? And come back here. You can see March 6. This is 8:54. I hope you are getting it. Just give me about 353 milliseconds to run through and get me the information. Now, Let us continue. I need information about day one orientation. Okay. Now you can see day one orientation, owners, HR, business partner, office service, IT, support, and all the rest. These are the information that has been stored in the PyCon database. And if you check here, the first information this evening is 8:54, and this is 8:55. Succeeded. 2 minutes, 33 seconds. Now let's continue. Can you give me info about HR policy? Okay. Again. Comes again. Give me information about HR policy. You can say HR's policy summary. And notice it's giving me the source of that information in the information in the files that has been uploaded onto the Google Drive. And if you come here again, this is 8:55 p.m. So that is how it works. So if I want to, if you notice here, you can see the information is published. So that means that anytime, any day, this system is available 24/7 for new employee to get to know what the information they want about the company, ABC Tech. Let me also show you the same workflow that I have not published. The reason why I'm doing that, this one I publish it, you can see how it flows. But the one I have not published, you can see how the traffic of the data move from one node to the other. So let me come here and load the one that I have not published. If you see, this is published. You can see this is the one I opened before, and this one has not been published. Okay, this one has not been published. And let me try and because it has not been published, it cannot be automatic. But it will also show you, that's the advantage of this one, it will show you how the system works. Let me move this one to one side, and then my Telegram by the left. Okay. So remember, this is another chart, but the same workflow. The difference is that it has not been published. I just want to show you how the data move from one place to the other. Let me say hello. Oh, okay. I need to. It's still working with the first one. Oh, I need to close it. Let me reload the Telegram. Hold on. It's still referencing the old one. The published one override this one. Okay, I think that's what is happening. If I said I should have to cancel the Telegram and reload it again, it will take a longer time. This is not the published. Of course, normally we do make use of the published one. If you notice, this one is still white. That means it's not published. I just want to show you how the unpublished In a real life, okay, this is the publish. Let me come back to it again. In a real life, okay, hello, okay, class, okay, um, okay. Give me info about, let me say, like um, organizational structure, okay? Structure. Oh, I need to click the execution. Oh, I didn't click the execution. It's giving the error. I understand. Let me reload. Coming back. This is network wahala. Hello. Okay, it's back now. You can see the latest information. This is 901. The network is messing up from my side here. Okay, my name is Ayo. Nice to meet you, Ayo. Can I assist you today? I need info about CEO salary. Okay, that's information I shouldn't have. I'm sorry, but I can't provide that information. You see, it can't give me that information because I'm not authorized. I'm not authorized to have that information. So that is not possible. So now let's go back to our slide. Let me explain the benefits of this system or the key features of it and then the benefit. One is strictly grounding. How do we mean? The response is given is solely based on the internal information that is uploaded. It cannot go to the internet and get you response. No, no. All the information is given you is solely based on the uploaded internal files. So it's grounding. And data privacy is also there. It cannot disclose information that is not authorized to give. Traceability, meaning that it's giving you also the source of the document. So even if you have the physical document, you can easily compare, okay, this is the source of the information it's giving. So that's about the key feature. And what are the benefits of the RAG system? One, accurate answers are given by any employee because the internal policy of the company has been approved by the management body. So they receive that accurate answer. Second, it reduces repetitive manual upload on HR and operation. So the HR and operation, they don't need to be answering repetitive questions. And that means that they can concentrate on their work while new employees or whoever needs an answer within the system get the answer they need. Number three, it ensures consistency, speed, and reliability. And number four, strict data governance and access control. So those are the key benefits of the RAG system. The RAG system is solely based on the information the company has inserted onto the system. So you don't need again and again be asking HR or operation, what is this, what is that? No, just need to chat with the system and then you get the information you need. Over to you, Treasure, please.
All right. Thank you so much, Ayo. I feel like the room is very, very quiet and cold. I know it was a little bit technical, but long story short, it is going to be a easy resource, especially for onboarding. So if you are here, you picked one or two things from the very technical aspect, please give me a thumbs up. And trust me, you too can be this individual that would stand in front of people, sit in front of people, and speak about your project. Okay. If you've loved what you've seen so far, give me a thumbs up, confettis, and so on and so forth. Thank you so much, Ayo, for coming to speak today. It was a very, very, very amazing and insightful session. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And people should show your love now. Very few claps and confettis and loves and so forth. Thank you so much, everyone. And yes, Ayo, you can stop presenting your screen, okay? Thank you for stopping by and showing us what you've been able to build, okay? Thank you, everyone, for also participating. It was a very, very interesting one. So now, let's get back into money because that's what me I like. I like to talk about money. So if you can see my screen, because I can see that it's coming up. But yeah, once my screen comes up, we'll get into that. So how can Tenalytics business help me? That is the conversation for today. How can I get that job? How can I get that global opportunity? What does it involve for me? What would I need to do? Okay. So moving into how we can help you as an organization. I'm going to be talking about the job market cheat code. Okay. So there's a cheat code in the job market. Everyone thinks that, oh, the only way for me to get jobs is to go and apply, go to LinkedIn to put in my application, reach out to, go to Indeed to apply, and so on and so forth. But now it is beyond that. We have what we call the ASN strategy. Application is just one of the ASN strategy. There are other things that you can do to actually help you land that job role. ASN stands for application, there is social media, and finally, there is networking. These are the different tactics to help you actually land a job opportunity. So, what are the things that I need to be looking out for in these three things? Okay, so it is consistent about it involves your LinkedIn profile, your resume, your portfolio, and then having a brand. You need to know that you as an individual, you are a brand, and you need to start showcasing yourself as a brand. Whenever I think of me, or whenever you think of me, what's the first thing that you think of? You think about projects management, because that's one thing that I carried on my head, like my problem. If you go on my LinkedIn profile, if you go on my WhatsApp status, everywhere I go, I consistently talk about what I do without shame, without you're not even Dangote or even Mark Zuckerberg that you need to be ashamed. You're not begging for money, but you've not gotten to the opportunity where you hide your skills. The only way people know what you do is when you actually put it in their face that this is what I do. So whenever there's an opportunity for a particular job role, your name should pop up. Everybody like to say, I like to keep my life private. Please, your career is not one of the things that you should be putting in private because your helper will just pass you by. Whenever there's an opportunity, your friend will not remember that, oh, you do this particular thing. Oh, I should recommend you for it. All in their mind is, oh, he works somewhere. So you need to constantly put yourself out there every single time so that people know what you do. The next thing is people will tell me that LinkedIn is cringe. I post 3 times on a weekly basis. There are days when I'm flat out of ideas of what to post, but I basically like to discipline myself, just like every other activities I do, whether it's going to the gym, whether it is my career, whatever I do, I like to discipline myself. It's a way to keep yourself consistent. So I put out a post every single day, not every single day, rather every 3 times a week. And this is something I've done consistently. It is a way to show up for yourself. It's a way to get people knowing what you do. You want to get into AI automation. You want to start with a very small project. Please post that small project. If you see every single influencer that make it big, they go back to, oh, then versus now. Everybody has a story that they start with. You have to start from somewhere. You cannot overnight start making $10,000 every month. Trust me, very unrealistic. Okay, you need to come from the realistic perspective. What can I do now that people would see, and I can start building step by step? Everybody that got into that pinnacle that you are admiring started from somewhere. So you too need to go somewhere. You need to build your story from somewhere. So whenever you start, once you start learning this program, going for AI automation, vibe coding, whatever the case may be, please don't be shy to put out that information. There was one of our students who just put out, oh, there are a couple of our friends that talk about helping them automate, and she created a work automation. A recruiter reached out to her. That's how she got a job. Like, basically, she put out that content and that was it. They reached out to her, she had the interview, and that's it. That's why we're not training you to just dash your certificate. Go to Coursera, please. If you want to get certificates, go to Coursera. We want you to have the skill so that wherever you go, you can defend the skill. Okay, your LinkedIn profile needs to be a reflection of who you are. If I go to your LinkedIn profile today, what do I see? Do I see the career that you're looking to get to? If you want to get somewhere in the next 5 years, you need to start planning right now. Okay, so these are the things you need to look at. Those projects that you need to work on, they need to be plastered all over your LinkedIn profile, plastered all over your status, and so on and so on. If you want to keep your project portfolio on Canva, on GitHub, whatever the case may be, you literally need to have those information stated there. Okay, so if I go to your resume, first thing, your profile photo, what does it look like? Does it have that professional look to it? What are your headlines? Are you an accountant? Whatever the case may be, what do you have on there? When it comes to your summary, the about you, what do I see? And people just say, oh, let's connect. The first thing that should be in your summary is all the achievements you've done in your different organization. If you were able to save your company 500 million naira, it's supposed to be the first thing plastered on there. It is very important. Your job experiences, your projects, that is one thing that recruiters look out for. Every time that I search for an individual using my recruiter filter, one of the things that I look for is title. If I'm looking for a project manager, and unfortunately you have certain too many things attached to it, your profile doesn't pop up. You need to be strategic with how you structure your LinkedIn profile. The next thing is your resume. Most often than not, when I go through the hiring process or when I even create a workflow, we create workflows for HR companies and even organizations. They are looking for specifics. If a job asks you, oh, I need 3 years and above, if you have 2.5 years, trust me, you're not getting that job. If you're asking for, oh, let's get is someone that knows how to make use of Zoho, that is what is specific as the required information. You don't have it, you don't move through. And your resume is one of those key things that is very important to get through to that gateway. If your resume hasn't gone through the gateway, you can't go for interviews. And that's why it's very important. Next thing is your portfolio. Every single time I've had to have a conversation, oh, tell me about a project you've worked on. Tell me about a time you did this. There are behavioral questions. These are questions that are very important for recruiters. So it's important that you have all these aspects. Now, coming down to getting foreign opportunities, I like to say, don't chase the big brands. You are making a mistake. Well, I'm not saying don't go after them, but being very realistic, you need to start from startup companies. They are very volatile. They pay very well. They have a high chance of taking a bet on you as a Nigerian, as an African. Okay, there are those companies that are willing to spend to grow, but the already established ones, they don't want to go, they don't want to risk things. Startup companies in itself is a risk. If you're investing, it's very risky. But you have a better chance of getting that role, building your experience, getting that foreign experience. I have over 6 years of foreign experience, cutting across different countries. How do I get it? I reach out to founders. When I started building my people that I reach out to, when I send them messages, in as much as I deal with a lot of the Black folks, people in Nigeria, because I know I was looking for global opportunities, I started having mentors across these different industries, asking them, I'm fresh out of school. I'm in school. How do I send the WhatsApp group link to someone? Okay, one of the one of the group admin will reach out to you. Okay, so one of the things you need to do is reach out to them. Oh, I need someone to mentor me. I'm in this particular field. I'm looking to go here. This is what I've done in the past. Mentorship is one thing. That was in the past. But now, I've learned that not a lot of us, some of us here are 60, 70, some are 20, 30. Mentorship is a good way. But the other thing to look out is value proposition. go to the company, look at their page. What are the things that they need to do well? What are the things they need to start working on and so forth? Okay. Then you can now start off with that. That's a better way. Whenever you apply, you call it a day and you expect manna to fall from heaven. The same way you've applied is the same way over 100 other people have applied, and so on and so forth. Okay. So you need to set yourself apart from each of these individuals. Okay. Setting yourself apart means creating what I basically call it is a value added document. Okay. I've applied to this job. I tell you that I'm going to create a 2-year delivery transformation document for your company. I create a Loom video, 1 minute Loom video. I send you a DM. I send you the value added. I send a message or an email telling you that, oh, this is what I want to walk through with you. Okay. You can decide to go through it, listening to me or not, no pressure at all. 15 minutes call. And most often than not, 8 out of 10 times. So, all right, let's have a conversation. And then you walk them through the process. That is where your conversation skills now really helps you. But not everybody gets a value-added document. That's what sets you apart. And I'm not going to send that value-added document to the hiring manager. Everybody's bombarding the hiring manager. I'm going to the C-suites, CEOs, CFOs, CLOs, directors, and so on and so forth. You really need to push for your dreams. You cannot be managing to go for your, unless you remain where you are. You need to be very explosive with what you want. If I want to do this, I'm not going for the smallest in cadre. I'm going for the top of the bunch. That's the best person to reach out to. If you hit it with that person and they recommend you, there's no need for interviews at that point. Okay. These are structures that you need to put into place that can help you land the role. On Upwork, I was managing for a foreign company. He owns a SaaS company thereabouts. And what we do is, we want to get people to change their websites. Okay. So he tells me this, Treasure, if you miss out on the 5 minutes window to apply for a particular contract on Upwork, forget about it. Don't bother. I'm not saying 10 minutes. I'm not saying 1 hour. I'm saying 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And every time that we had to apply for a particular contract, what we needed was personalize it. Talk about the different success stories. Make sure you have recommendations. These are very good ways to help you get contracts on Upwork, on Fiverr, as the case may be. That is why we always try to build the recommendation level of each individual. Everyone on Upwork is not there it doesn't need a long process like LinkedIn. I'm on Upwork because I needed this person like yesterday, okay? That's the only reason why I'm on Upwork. These are some of the strategies you need to start building to get access. And this is some of the things we'll show you. Like I said, we're not only banking on, come and apply for jobs. There are other ways. What I used to call it is the hidden job market. There are job markets under the job market that you know. And that is why every single day, someone is actually getting a role. So these are some of the things. I can't say everything on this call, but these are some of the things that we're going to be showing you once you join the program. Whenever you decide to join the program, these are some of the things we'll be teaching you. Okay. So a lot of people want to get remote jobs. Please don't be overly reliant on LinkedIn. Look at the specific companies, look at their what they call it now, the specific states. Each of them have their own job boards. So these are some of the things that will be very, very important to helping you land those roles. There's remote code, there's Jobspresso, and so on and so forth. Please don't be overly reliant on LinkedIn. Everybody's on LinkedIn. You need to find other alternatives. So you can take a screenshot of this, or please just fill the form. That's the best way to have access to this slide. Okay. So some of the job opportunities, like I mentioned, very, very high cost. This is over 70,000 to 115,000 per year. If you're getting this per year, you know how much that's going to change your family. 64,000 USD, 63,000 USD. See, you told me now that, Treasure, I don't have any years of experience in tech, but you have over 10 years of experience in accounting. Trust me, if I should revamp your CV, if you should get this skill set, you'll be having 10 years equivalent of AI in accounting. So when you're applying, you're not going to be applying for an early stage role. You're going to be applying for mid-level to senior manager role. It is all about packaging at the end of the day. But what I need you to do is to be able to defend and back those skills when it comes to that position. When it comes to your CV, we can structure it. What I need to do is create project. Let's say you work in the bank, okay, and you're able to create a system for payments using AI automation. It's something you worked in a bank like 5 years ago. So I want to put that project portfolio, that project, it is going to be under your 5 years of experience. It's not going to be starting in 2026. These are the things that will teach you to help you get the best value for money. Okay. So Oyami, calm down. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So, like I've been talking about since, you need to pick a skill set, you need to learn, you need to package. Everything I'm saying is packaging. It is package. Package your CV, package your project, package your LinkedIn profile, and then you start to apply. Don't just apply and say, oh, I've applied. Apply and network with individuals that can make a change for you. Okay. These are the things we'll show you. Okay. So people say that it's impossible. Oh, Treasure, you are talking in a lot of rubbish and nonsense. There are people that have done this. Look at, we have loads and loads of people. I said we trained over 2,000 people that didn't have any experience in tech, whether they were care workers, somebody in a different industry, someone they were stay-at-home moms, and so on and so forth. And they all landed roles across the globe. These are not fictitious stories. If I click on this link, it takes me to the YouTube videos and it shows each individuals and what they've been able to do. Okay. So going into the different programs that we have in terms about getting started today, we have programs, AI automation programs that are coming up in a couple of days. So I mean less than 24 hours. We have a program starting, tomorrow, and then we have another program that is starting 4th of April. So the conversation today is either you can join tomorrow. Tomorrow is too soon for you. No problem. You can register now and you can start by 4th of April. Anyone that works for you, if you want to start like yesterday, like I know you already missed the chance, but you can start yesterday, you can start tomorrow, or you can start 4th of April. Okay. So we have 6 different career options for you to go into. There is AI software and website development, AI for content and video creation, AI automation engineering, there's generative AI for data analytics, there is AI for business analysis and projects management, and then AI for HR analytics. Betrayed, let me land. Don't worry, I'm going to make sure that it is not beyond anybody's budget on this call, okay? Because we did a survey at the start and I asked how many people are looking to get into tech or get started into tech, and then you believe that you don't have any experience. So if you feel like experience was your problem, I'm telling you now that money will not be your problem. We had over 98% of you, just only like one person that mentioned, oh no, I'm not looking to transition. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how this can be beneficial. Well, first let me explain these things very briefly. No technical talk, in how I understand it, how you can understand it, how each of these tech courses can benefit you as an individual, a doctor, a lawyer, a business owner, unemployed, stay-at-home mom, just getting started, a teacher, whoever you are, until you start earning those foreign currencies. Yes, this is the conversation. So the first one, AI software and website development, vibe coding. No long story. I want to build websites. I want to build applications. I don't want to write code. I'm not interested in writing code. You can do that in this day and age. And trust me, vibe coders, AI software developers, they are earning more than a software developer earns. And guess what? Software developers, they are working harder than an AI software developer works. Okay. So what you're doing here is you're building applications, you're building websites. You can build this for your business, you can build it for other companies, but you're not writing any code. We'll show you how to do your PRD, that's your product requirement document, build an app, whether it's game app, whether it's an e-commerce app, whether it is a health tech app, whatever app you want to build, easily. You're not writing code. That is what you're doing on here. And trust me, you're making money. The next one we have is AI for content and video creation. A lot of people on this call, one thing you struggle with is, oh, what kind of content do I put online? How would I even sit down in front of a camera to do content? See, those are problems of 1990s, early 2000s, early 2010. We're in 2026, and in this day and age, this video might not even be in real time. I could be a already recorded video talking to you. That's the very, very funny story. When it comes to AI for content and video creation, it is helping you with the entire content journey. from the beginning, where you want to put in your content calendar, you're looking at your hooks, your scripts, all of that. You don't even need to bother about that again. It does that for you. The next thing is actually sitting in front of a camera. Some of us here, if I ask you to create a video, you would have over 200 takes to do one video. But it's not, you don't need that. I don't even need to sit in front of a camera to do my content. AI does it for me. What do I need? It captures my face, it captures the sound of my voice, it captures my mannerism. And I can have a video of me in US, in Canada, in Japan, wherever I want it to be. And I'm not talking about those funny videos you see in TikTok. It could be talking head videos. It could be, explainer videos, whatever type of content I want, done with artificial intelligence. So even if I want to start selling my content online to generate income, to get more ads at a lower cost, I can do that. And we'll show you how to track this with AI. Okay. The next one we have is AI automation engineering. And I can see someone's question, what's the difference between AI automation engineering? So when it comes to AI automation engineering, you are not building websites, you are building workflows. What does that mean? I'm a business owner. Every day that I come to my shop, the first thing that I do is take account of the record of yesterday's product that I sold. What are the available stocks today? Okay, I start selling, I input that information, I make sure that my staffs are okay. This is my day-to-day activities. But there are some of the things there that I do that are monotonous. Scratch that, forget English. They are boring. They are repetitive. I do them over and over again. These are things that AI can easily help me with very, very quickly. So this is where AI, get AI into the process. It would help you automate that task, whether it is sending out emails, whether it is building reports. As an accountant, you're doing your financial modeling, you're doing predictive analysis, whatever the thing that you're doing that you want to automate, you can automate it with AI automation engineering. The next thing is what our students came to present. If you are looking to create a chatbot system, whether for customer response, whether to predict the stock market, predict crypto market, whatever you want to use the bot system to do, you can do with AI automation. Okay. The final thing is, I've always wondered what Siri of Mac ecosystem does, or Siri of iPhone does. Oh, hey Siri, please do this. Hey Alexa, do this. You can build your own Alexa. You can build your own Siri. That is more or less like a search engine. Could be for your company. It could be for another company, and so on and so forth. This is why AI is hot cake at the moment, because everybody is looking at how do I automate my process. But for vibe coding, you are building apps, you are building websites. But AI automation, you are building workflows. This is what we focus on. Okay. So the next one is generative AI for data analytics. Data. It is very, very important for your company, your organization, your business, as the case may be. For me to make a decision, for me to say, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this research, I need data. So a lot of people struggle with analyzing their data. And a lot of you have said, data analysis is what I want to do. But I don't want to be going through Excel, Power BI, SQL, go through all those processes. I want to do it sharp, sharp. Trust me, this is the only part where shortcut is not a problem for you, but it gets you more money. You can analyze your data in less than 5 to 15 minutes, even if it's over 50,000 rows and columns of data. It doesn't matter at all. I just need to put it into the AI tool and say, this is what I want to know. I want to know the number of individuals that buy Biro every single month. I want to know when my highest sales is. It generates that insight. You want to look at fancy dashboards that you go and present to your stakeholders. This is where you do it. You want a real-time dashboard. For one of those financial organizations, we help them build a real-time dashboard that is updated automatically. There is no human input, means there is no human error. If you can build that for a company, this is a new age fintech bank, and they are using it on a day-to-day basis. I don't need to wait to the end of the month to see all this. This is data that I can pull in real time. This is what a generative AI for data analyst does. You know the funny thing? Data analysts, AI data analysts, they don't earn the same. AI data analyst earns far more than a data analyst would ever dream of. And guess what? Data analyst is working harder because they're the one that has to clean the data set, analyze it, build your dashboard, do all these things. But an AI data analyst is just going, oh, AI, do this for me. And it gets it done. And you're making more money. This is what an AI for data analyst does. The next one is business analyst and project management. This one, very close to home. AI for business analysis, your business, you want to start a business. You want to ensure that your business is generating more revenue. You want to find out what are the issues in your business that you're currently having and how can I improve it? Let's say 2023, you made what, 5 million naira in profits. 2024, you made 4 million naira in profit. Your money is just dwindling. And in 2026, you want to make a plan for the future, which is the entire year. You want to grow your revenue. You want to grow your profit margin. This is what AI will do for you. It would not only give you recommendations, it would also give you active action plans. Okay? It would help you from start to finish, show you how you can build your business, what are the necessary things you need to build your business, everything that can help you grow. You can run multiple companies at the same time. As an AI business analyst, you can make recommendations. If your company was generating 50 million naira in revenue, it should be doubling that with the use of AI. It makes each person more productive. They know what they need to do at specific points in time. This is what AI for business analysis will do. Then finally, HR, human resource, you're not left out. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, when it comes to talent acquisition, it could be one of the most strenuous activities. But with AI, I don't need to do that. I just give AI my criteria. I want someone with 5 years knowledge of Zoho CRM. I want someone that knows how to make use of Asana. Whatever the key criteria is, I lay it out. And whenever you're sending in your CV, just know that the workflow is comparing your resume to that particular criteria. And if I don't meet it, the AI boots me out. If I meet it, it moves me into interview. That is why I say these programs help in both ways. Because we understand the workflow, we can also help you with your CV. Okay. So these are the 6 different programs that we're currently offering. And like I said, 50% training, 50% employability skills. I'm not going to overflow some of these things because I mentioned it during the course of my presentation. Would help you review your CV, build your CV. Very, very important. Would help you with your LinkedIn profile. Everything I've talked about that you need to be doing for your LinkedIn would help you with this, would help you with navigating the job market. Another interesting thing that we do is whether you are in the program, whether you've completed the program, you have lifetime access to interview preparation. Then every time that you log in for our program, we state, oh, put in your CV that you're working with analytics business. Do you know why? Analytics is a global brand. So once you need a recommendation letter, this will be your, for majority or some of you, this will be your first international reference letter. And I can't state how important it is when you're applying for foreign roles. So we also will be offering you this. So once you've landed a job, we don't leave you to your fate. We would support you because the first 30, 60, 90 days can be very scary, very, very, very chaotic. But with our assistance, we help you achieve your goals a lot faster, not so that you can easily become the superstar in the department. Then we have weekly mentorship session, and then we'd also help you with contract roles. Okay. So for this particular program, sorry, 1 second. It is going to be for 2 months, that is 8 weeks, and the classes are on weekends. You have Saturdays 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Sundays 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The classes is also going to be 100% online. So whether you are in Kashatafan or you are in Nigeria, you can join the program. You can send to your friends and families. You know the most interesting thing? If you miss the program, just like the way this session is recorded, the classes are also recorded. You'd have access to your facilitators anytime to ask questions, to get clarifications, and so on and so forth. And then during the weekdays, we have our weekday support session to ensure that, oh, if for whatever reason you miss out on any questions or you need further clarity, you can get that on here. Okay. So one other very interesting aspect, we're giving you a certificate. Not any other certificate. Like I always mention, if you're looking at global roles, this is a certificate that I also have. Okay. It is a certificate you can tender Europe, UK, US, wherever you want to apply for roles. Do you know why? It has the accreditation of the American Council of Training and Development. So it is very, very viable whenever you start to apply for roles. It's very, very important in getting you those roles. Okay. So these are some of the benefits you're going to be getting today. So for the 6 programs that I've mentioned, this is the part where I love to express that I am going to be offering you something that will make sure that you can take part in any of this program. 98% of you want to get into tech, and I'm going to do my best to ensure that you can do that. All these 6 different courses are going for 250K. This is the original price. Please don't drop up. I've not finished. Don't run away. 250K. Yes, the money is high, whatever you want to say. But right now, I'm offering a discount. Okay. I spoke with my team. I want to see how well we can help a lot more people get started in tech as much as possible. So instead of you paying this 250K, and please know that this has been running for over a month. Okay, we have discount offers for everyone on this call. Best offers that you can get. So now, what are the best offers? First, you have installmental plan. Instead of you paying me 250K, you are cheating of over 100%, over 40%, that's 100K. You have the opportunity to pay in 3 installments. That is, pay 50K. I'm not saying pay 250K, just pay 50K this night. Then you're paying 50K, end of March, and finally 50K first or second week in April. This makes it very easy for you to go through your program. You can register for any of them. Okay. Let's say, okay, I don't want 3 installments. I want 2 installments. If you want to go for the 2 installments plan, you pay 70K this night and then 70K first week in April. That is a total of 140K. That's very close to 50% off. And then finally, if you want to pay it once, you're cheating of over 50% of this price. That is, you're just paying 120K flat rate, one-time payment, and then you are good to go. So if you can't pay 120K, you just pay 70K to start, or you pay at the very minimum 50K to start, and you register for any of this program. Guess what? This discount covers for either you're starting tomorrow, or if tomorrow is too soon to get yourself sorted together in terms of going for class, not in terms of payment, you can start in April. So you're either starting 7th of March or 4th of April. And this is the account details to get started. So you have all of these different plans. But please note, after this night, like I said, I've been running discount for 1 month. Our classes are almost filled. We have onboarding session, in this night. So tomorrow class starts. So if you're looking to benefit from this discount, you have to lock in your slot this night. Unless by tomorrow, after class starts, it's going to revert back to 250K. So even if you want to start now or you want to start in April, you can go in and lock in your slot with any of these payments plan and you're good to go. All you need to do is top up. If you're looking to even start in April, just lock in with 50K now. I know that by April, I'm paying another 50K. By May, I'm paying another 50K. But if you're looking to start in March, you can pay 50K now, 50K end of March, and 50K by April. So these are the different payments plans to get started and get your opportunity to land a foreign role. Okay, so these are what we are currently offering. I think now would be a good time to get into questions and answers session. If you have a question, please. Over 40% of us are still on this call. So I'll take it that they are very interested in this, and I want to ensure that I get you into class as best as possible. Okay. So if you have a question, please just raise up your hand. I don't bite. I'm not saying make payments. I'm just saying get your clarification. I need to clarify your questions for you before I leave here tonight, because I want to ensure that you are able to benefit from this program. And then you can join me on this side. I'm not only looking to earn in dollars myself, I want to see how I can bring other people to also benefit from this. So if you have a question, please raise your hand, use the raise hand icon. I will call on you and then I would respond to your question. But if you don't have a question, Emmanuel, can I make a payment tomorrow before the class starts? Emmanuel, I think, yeah, you can. So, Janet, please take notes of the name, Emmanuel. If you can make payments, class starts by 10 a.m. tomorrow. So you need to lock in your slots anything before 10 a.m. If you have the money now, I would advise you do it now, because one thing that we also look at is if class fills up. So we're looking at having, 30 to 50 people per class. And trust me, we're always almost maxing out. So if you can't pay these nights, go ahead to do that. But if it's before tomorrow class starts, that's fine. So Janet, just take note of that. So I'm going to move to the guys whose hands are raised. So Alexander or Inabuke, your hands are raised. Let me see if you can unmute your 1 second. Okay, so Inabuke, please go on with your question.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
I just want to confirm during the presentation, I made last payment I want
Sorry, I can
to
hear you. There's like wind where you are. Doing the doing the what?
during the one-on-one clarity session.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go on.
Yes. I said I made 20K payment. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if I can just complete it to 120K so that I can secure my slot.
Yes, you can, surely. So just pay your 100K balance and then you are good to go.
Okay, but I don't think I can be starting tomorrow because there are some things I need to put
So that's
into
fine.
for
Yeah, you can start in April. You don't need to start tomorrow. So
okay,
just let
no
the
problem.
person that you're communicating know, and then you can make your balance payments. Okay.
No issues, no issues.
All right.
Thank
Thank you.
you. No
Okay. So moving on to the next person, we have sorry, 1 second. Can't see everyone on my screen.
I have a
Steven,
question,
Hume,
please.
Steven. Okay, Rose, please go on.
Okay, this instrumental payment, is it that I need to finish the instrumental payment before I can enroll for the class? Or while I pay the first instrumental payment, I can jump into the class? I need clarification on that.
Yeah, so once you make just the first installment, you can get into class. I'm not saying after you complete your payment. With the first installment, if you are paying 50K, you can jump into class tomorrow or April. With 70K, you can jump tomorrow or April. With one-time payment, you can also do tomorrow on April. So you don't need to wait until you complete your payment to join the class. So you can start with just your first installment and pay as you go along with the class. Does that clarify, Rose?
Okay, so what happens if I'm unable to complete my payments before the class ends?
You'll be removed from class, but you'll be given a lot of time to actually complete the payments. But you actually need to complete the payments because it's like an agreement. Once you go into the installments plan, you know that, oh, you're completing the class. But the only thing is, once you're now able to pay the balance, then we put you back into class so you can continue your class. So that's the flow for it.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So Rose, which of them are you going for? Because that means that you're registering mentally. That's what I take it as.
Yeah, sure. The AI HR analytics.
Okay, so you can just go with the installment plan now. Juniors can assist you with the process and you'll be able to register this night. If you want to start in March, that's tomorrow, you can go ahead. If you want to start in April, you can also go ahead with that. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so Stephen, Stephen. Stephen, are you there? Your hand is raised. Stephen, your hand is raised. If you're speaking, you're muted. That's Sita or Stephen, are you there? I can't hear you. If you're speaking, you're muted. Okay, I'm just going to move to the next person. Chai Dollar, please go on. Chai Dollar, are you there? Your hand is raised.
Yeah, yeah, can you hear
Okay,
me?
please. I can hear you now.
So I was not able to get the breaking down of the cost price. So,
Okay.
but what I'm
Okay.
seeing here is 250K for all.
Yeah.
Is it all of the
No,
cost or
for each of them.
for all of them?
Each of them is 250K.
Okay, okay. Each of them is 250K. Okay. I just want to be sure
But
of
that's
what
not
I'm
the
saying.
price that you are paying, no.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're giving a
So what am
discount
I paying?
price. Yeah. So instead of you paying
Okay.
250K, you can either make, sorry, I'm going to mute you because I can hear feedback. So you can either pay a one-time payment of 120K, or you can go through the installment plan. You just pay 70K today, and you can start in March or April, and then you are balancing your payments in April, as the case may be. With 70K, you can get started. But we also have three installments. You can't pay two installments, then there's three installments. You pay 50K now, 50K by end of March, and 50K by April, however the case is. So you can either pay one payment of 120K, two installments payment of 70K, or three installment of 50K. But this is only available this night, latest tomorrow morning. Once class starts, the price will go back to 250K. So even if you don't want to start in March, you can pay this ahead of April and get started by that time. Does that clarify your question now, Chai Dollar? Please, what's your name?
Yes,
Your
yes.
real name?
Yeah,
Or is that your real
my name
name?
is Chinedu. No, my name is
Your name is
Chinedu,
what?
but
Mhm.
Chinedu,
Okay.
Chinedu. So
Okay,
it's
so which of the
actually
programs are
cheaper.
you? Sorry, what did you say?
I said it's actually Chi dollar, not Chai dollar.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Dollar. So which of the programs are you interested in?
So I'm actually looking at going for vibe coding and automation, AI automation.
Well, you can register for both of them, and you can even use your installment plan to secure both of them. So you can pay like 240K instead of paying 500K. You are going to one-time payments, or you can even pay 140K and register for both of them at the same time, but start at different time slots. Do you understand?
Uh, yes, yes, I do.
Yeah. So please just lock in your slots. Janet is on the call. She would assist you with the payments process. Okay. All right. Thank you. Are there any other questions? Does anyone have any questions? Please note that feel free. It's better that you get clarification. I'm not saying make payments, even though I'm saying make payments, but I want to ensure that you are properly clear. Someone else raised your hand. You're properly clear before we leave this call. If not, there is no benefit of you being on this conversation. Okay. So if you have a question, just raise your hand, or you can put the questions in the chat. If you don't want to speak, it's also very much allowed. I don't want to talk, but I want to ask my question. Put it in the chat. I will go to the chat and read your question, whatever is comfortable. Okay. For those that are making payments, thank you so much. Please ensure that you also fill the form. It is very, very important that you fill the form. I can only ascertain that you've made payments once you filled in your details. It's one thing to make payments to an account and I don't know who you are. So if you've made payments, because I can see some, payments dropping, please reach out to Janet or Blessing. Their account, their information, I want to say account information, their phone numbers are there. They would assist you with the registration process. Okay. Fill the form. Don't just make payments and say, okay, I've made payments. They would know that I've made payments. Make payments and fill the form. Okay. So going back to the questions, Ihon Steven, your hands are still raised. I don't know if you are there, if that was an error, however the case may be, but your hands are still raised. Okay. So let me go back to the chat. Please, if you have a question, put it in the chat and I'll be able to respond. Okay. So I can see Muritala Elijah. Please go ahead with your question. Hi Muritala Elijah. Please go ahead with your question. Your hands are raised. Elijah, are you there? Okay. Hi, Elijah. If you're speaking, you're muted. Okay. I'm not getting any feedback. So I'm just going to go back to the chat. If you have any questions, there is no stupid question. Okay. Please either put the question in the chat or raise your hand I am here to answer your question. But for whatever reason that you would have to miss out on this discount, trust me, there's a better way to resolve it. And if you don't air your issues out now, it's going to be hard to, help you with your transition process. Okay. So please just ensure to ask your question now, and then you have a better chance of getting through the process. Muritala Elijah, are you there? Okay. Please, if you are still here and you can hear me, for anyone, just give me a thumbs up so I know that I still have people on this call and you people have not slept.
Okay.
Yeah, please go on.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Let me appreciate. Yes, I want to appreciate the great work you are doing and for the privilege given to someone like us. The Lord will continue to bless in Jesus' name. So,
Amen.
my question is that though I've made the payment, I think I need this week. So I think it was from Mohammed or some that was coordinating that day. So what I registered for was I'm a content creator. So I was advised that maybe I should go for AI content, video creator or something like that. But
Yeah.
I'm looking at this AI software that have to do with creation of app or something like that. That is it possible for someone to switch over, or so what do you think? That is my question.
You can switch over, but I do think that your first pick is a better pick. You can also choose to learn. So I'm getting feedback from your end. So you can also choose to learn both of them. Start with AI video content creation and then move to AI software and website development. I typically like to tell people that it's good to start from where especially going into unfamiliar waters. Like, oh, how can you use AI in your current field? Then you're not saying, oh, okay, how can I now use AI to build applications that can help other video content creators? But if you don't know how to navigate AI in your own video content creation process, how can you effectively build an app that would solve other content creators' problem? So make use of AI where you currently understand, oh, your video content creation space, and then you can now expand to building applications. I don't know if that provides some sense of clarity, Elijah.
Yes. I'm okay with that. So that was the reason why Mohammed encouraged me that since I'm a content creator, that he will advise me to go for that first. So, but I just say I should ask again so that it won't be as if maybe I just have interest in one thing, I jump on it. So that's why I say I should ask again. So
No,
I'm
no,
okay
that's a
with that.
all right. All right. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you. Does anyone else have any other question? Please, like I mentioned, if you don't want to speak, you have the option of putting your questions in the chat. I will take your questions on the chat and respond to them as well. But like I mentioned, for you to be on here to this point, all 20 plus of us, that means you have a level of interest. Don't let your budgets, all other things be a reason why you don't possibly invest in something that can actually change, your earning power, your financial status at the moment. So if you have a payment plan that you also want to work with, just reach out to the numbers there. Oh, Janet, this is what I can do to lock it down. This is when I'll be able to make my next payment. Or, oh, blessing, this is what I can do to lock it down. We are very, very flexible because, like I mentioned, at the end of the day, my goal is to get other people to benefit from what I've benefited from and to see how many more we can build in that same trajectory. Okay. So if this is you, if I'm speaking your mind, you don't want to mention it in public or you don't want to say it on here, there are numbers for you to reach out to. Either reach out to Blessing or Janet and say, oh, this is my current situation. I don't want to start tomorrow. I want to start in April. This is when I want to ensure to lock in the discount. This is what I have to lock in the discount. The one I want to pay my balance. Let them know, and we can always figure out a plan that works and fits every single person on this conversation. Okay. Now that you have my attention, now that you have theirs, please let us know so we can sort that out. If anyone has any other question, now would be a very good time to ask your question. Because once we call it a day, it might be very hard to connect with myself or any of my team members. So please let us know what your questions are. Raise your hand, put it in the chat, we'll respond ASAP. Okay. For those that are also making payments, thank you so much. Please ensure to fill the form. We are not magicians. We can't guess who filled what or who made payments to whom. There are some of you that pay with your company's accounts. I can't guess your name from it. So take the registration form and go ahead to fill it. It is very, very imperative. Okay. I would assume there are no other questions. We are 5 minutes ahead of time. So thank you so much, everyone. If there are no other questions, I think we can call it a night here. Thank you, everyone, for joining up until this point. If you've not locked in your slots, you have to do that between now and tomorrow morning, or forget about it. You're going to be paying 250K, and I'm sorry, that's unfortunately what the price points would be. But if you do have a flexible payment plan to ensure that you don't miss out on the discount, reach out to the numbers that we put in the chat, and we'll be able to answer your questions as soon as possible. Okay. That being said, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in, and please ensure to enjoy the rest of your evening. Okay. Cheers and bye for now. Okay. Take care, everyone. Bye, guys.